So we're at Maridoe Golf Club today. We've got close friends with the Stolers. We've got Sean Stoller here, Ben, who's the top-ranked player in Oklahoma. He's going to be one of the top players when his grad class gets to the grad year, which is quite a ways away. So it's good having young kids that are taller than us. But we're out here with one of the top coaches. In my opinion, he's one of the best coaches in the world. And he works with many PGA Tour players. We'll kind of touch base with them while they're hitting a few balls and going through a lesson. But we wanted to touch base with Sean. Sean's been through the junior golf, and he's got older kids that's gone through different sports in the recruiting phase. On this channel, what we're trying to do is build the building blocks, like I mentioned in one of the prior videos of, hey, we're going to have technology, we're going to have nutrition, we're going to have every phase of the maturation process of golf from junior to senior, and how you can take this long-time sport and play it forever, right?
Right.
Because you have a sport that's no boundaries for geography,
Right.
no boundaries for diversity, no boundaries at all. So you can play it from you're old enough, 3 years old to
70 years.
Yeah, you got it. So, Sean, if you can share with us kind of a little bit about the maturation process, not to be repetitive using that word twice, but Ben's process of kind of where you're at now, and kind of share with the parents that are going through, or because what I get a lot of stuff on is parents call me all the time, or text or email me,
Right.
and they're like, coming out of US Kids, my
Sure.
kid's 8 to 10, what do I do?
What's the next step?
Yeah.
Right. So I think one key thing is trying to figure out what is their passion, right? And where do they want to try to go with that passion? What's their commitment to that passion? So the next step coming out, and Ben played a lot of US Kids. He started at age 5 playing US Kids tournaments.
Okay.
But when you get to a certain point, it's kind of going to that next step in the process of finding more competitive situations, and when they get to that 12, 13-year-old, it's expanding it beyond the US Kids world.
Right.
So a lot of it is playing local tours, playing within the state that you are. We're fortunate enough in Oklahoma that we have an Oklahoma tour that they play from 13 all the way up to 18 years old.
Okay.
So that keeps it regionalized to where it's manageable for you. You can play it throughout a weekend. But then obviously your tournaments, to where you play tournaments in Texas, you can go across the state or across the country to Georgia,
Right.
to where again you're reaching out and playing a little bit more competitive situation. But that's kind of the next step in that phase of, okay, is my son or daughter ready to take that next step in a competitive situation,
Right.
to where it's past the US Kids. It's also to where they're doing it on their own, because with the US Kids it's parent caddying.
Yeah, that's true.
And so
True.
it's, and that
I
next,
forget about a lot of that.
yeah, the really next step is, do they understand the rules, and can they step out there and play 18
On their
holes of
own.
golf on their own?
Yeah.
That's kind of the next step once they get to the 10, 12, 13-year-old.
I think about the question I asked you. I think a lot of that is parents are more scared than the kids, right? Because
Sure.
the kids will go play, but the parents are scared because they have created that nucleus of protection
Right.
of playing US Kids, and that's probably where I get more of the parents kind of trying to fill it out. And
Right.
just so we're all on the same page, US Kids is a great platform to get the foundation built. My suggestion is to do what Sean and Ben's been doing in their family, is to broaden that scope to where you're getting outside your, you can beat everybody in your town or in your region or in your local chapter of your, let's say here at North Texas PGA.
Right.
But you need to get out, get a little bit farther, play competitive events. Sean did mention our events. We have the two that's tied to the channel, but even anything, just make sure for the discretionary funds that you spend, it's an expensive sport. Everything
Right.
is. I don't care if you're playing baseball, volleyball, what it is. Make sure they're ranked. Make sure Junior Golf School Board minimum ranking on it. That
Yep.
way, when you leave there, it's a quantified investment.
Right.
Right.
Well, and that's the great thing too that we have with Oklahoma, and Texas is the same way. In the fact that you have local events, that are ranked. They're
Right.
36-hole events with really good competition. So that really helps the situation of trying to take that next step. Because if you're trying to play college golf, the ranking is important as you're moving through the process.
Agreed. Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time with us today.
Thank you.
We're gonna come over here and see what Josh and Ben's doing, because they're a lot smarter than us, so we're gonna learn from them. So thanks.